Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in again. Today we're going to go over part 3 of my Detail Arsenal series. Today we're going to talk about just a few necessities, and some of the other items may actually be luxuries or items you don't necessarily need, but they do make the job easier to do. I do ask before we get into the video that you hit the like button if you like the content. Also subscribe and leave a comment below. Tell me what you think and give me some ideas or anything you may want to see a video on or any suggestions. But without further delay, let's go ahead and get the video started. Thanks again for watching. First up, starting from the left, are waffle weave microfiber towels. Waffle weave towels are great for cleaning glass, mirrors, and infotainment screens, a definite necessity for the arsenal. And then we have the microfiber chenille mitts. Chenille mitts are great for the contact wash and can be cleaned with your other microfiber towels in the washing machine. I suggest you keep several on hand in case you drop one or if you're busy and process a lot of cars per day. In the middle we have the Optimum No Rinse Big Red Sponge. It's not a necessity, but it's nice to have if you use O&R, but it is hard to use in tight spaces. Next up are a few miscellaneous items. From the left we have scrub pads. These are good to use to help clean metal surfaces. Be sure to use the appropriate pad on polished metal or chrome. If it's too aggressive, you will scratch it. In the middle we have detail brushes. These are good to use on interiors, exteriors, and wheels. Label them and keep them separate from each other. Then we have a cheap set of 3-inch buff pads and a backing plate for a drill. These are handy for polishing in tight places with a small DA polisher or a drill. Also, I have a 3-inch Eurofiber pad shown. It's definitely good to have a few of these in your arsenal as well. Next up are wheel and tire cleaning and tire dressing tools. From the left we have a tire dressing applicator. Next is a Speedmaster wheel brush that's used to get into the barrels of the wheels. In the middle we have miscellaneous wheel and lug nut brushes, and on the right we have a tire and wheel face scrub brush. These are definite necessities for your arsenal. Next up on the left we have microfiber applicators. These are good for applying protection on interior and exterior plastics, leather conditioner, and waxes and sealants on exteriors. This is a necessity. On the right is the lily brush. This is great for removing pet hair and fibers that are hard to get out of carpet. It's not a necessity, but it can help you work more efficiently. Next are products for glass correction and enhancement. On the left are glass polishing pads. These are made to use with glass polishes and compound, like the Ceraglass and the P&S Clarity Cream that I have on the right. I featured these recently in a video where I did a glass correction. I'll leave a link in the description. Be sure to go check it out. Next up are microfiber towels. These are one thing in the arsenal that you can't have too many of. It's good to keep a good variety of types such as the Nap, Pile, or GSM. Just keep your interior, exterior, and etc. separate from each other when they are used. Even when you wash them, keep them separate. Using certain colors for certain tasks can help with that. Next up on the left is the chenille mop. This is great to use when cleaning high roofs, high vertical surfaces, and large commercial vehicles. It's a good tool to have if you don't have a step or a ladder to get to the out of reach places. On the right are microfiber suedes that I use for ceramic coating application, and the block that I use to apply the ceramic coating. The orange are the CarPro microfiber suede 40 cm by 40 cm towel. I use these to level the coating. The small white microfiber suedes I use on the applicator block, and they're used to apply the ceramic coating. You don't have to go this route for ceramic coating application and leveling, but this is what works for me. Next up we'll talk about protecting your hands. It's a good idea to have latex or nitrile gloves to wear when using chemicals. Protect your skin and lower your chances for any long-term health issues from handling chemicals. Next to the gloves are storage bags. I use these to store microfibers and other things. They help keep purpose towels separate from other stuff, and using them also is a good way to help stay organized. Next up are drying towels. These are a necessity, and it's good to have several available if you are a busy detailer. Always keep at least one extra large drying towel in the arsenal. Next up we'll take a look at equipment.
On the left is my steamer. It's a McCullough 1375. It's a good piece to have in the arsenal, but I wouldn't say it's a necessity. But it can help you work more efficiently on cleaning certain things. In the middle is my extractor. It's a Bissell Spot Clean Pro. It's a good extractor, but definitely not the fastest. But you can't beat it for the price though. On the right is my vacuum. It's a ShopVac brand 4-gallon vacuum. It's a great wet dry vac. On these items, brand preference is subjective and you can buy whatever you'd like. Next up is my pressure washer. This is a Greenworks 2000 PSI pressure washer. It's definitely not high end and doesn't have the best GPM flow, but it has performed well for me. Again, this is subjective. Buy whatever you would like, but I would label this as a necessity. I would also suggest upgrading all the connections to quick connects for easier setup and breakdown. Looking at it, it's pretty basic. The only upgrades I've done is a 45-degree wind, the quick connects, and an upgraded hose. Next up for equipment, we'll look at polishers. Starting from the left is the Grits G8 mini polisher with a 3-inch backing plate. I use it to get into small areas and handle small jobs. Next is the Grits G9 with a 6-inch backing plate. I use it to cover large areas fast. Third in the lineup is the Chicago Electric dual action polisher from Harbor Freight. This is the polisher that I started with, and it's definitely lower end, but it does get the job done. And last is the Chicago Electric rotary polisher. The rotary polisher is good for removing defects fast and polishing sanded paint. I rarely use it, but it does come in handy on neglected paint and oxidation. I do encourage people to learn how to use the rotary. There are many tutorials on YouTube for you to look at to learn how to use the rotary polisher. I suggest checking them out. Next up is storage. Sterilite containers are great for storing towels and other detailing supplies. They are available at most big box stores, and they are a cost-effective use for storage, and they hold up well. And speaking of storage, shelving is a good idea to store bottled chemicals, supplies, and equipment. These can also be found at most big box stores, and you can use any leftover space for home storage or more products. Next up, we'll talk about a few more tools for the arsenal. A drill brushes, and backing plate for buff pads is very useful to have. The drill brushes can agitate fabric cleaner on seats and carpet. They can also help pull sand and dirt trapped deep in carpet so it can be vacuumed up. Be sure to use the proper brush. If the bristles are too tough, they can damage the seat fabric or carpet. The drill can also be used to buff hard to reach areas and buff areas where precision is required. Attach the backing plate to the drill and use the proper buff pad. Also, a basic socket and ratchet set is recommended to have on hand. My set has standard and metric sockets that are common. If nothing else, at least have a 10mm available too. Another tool set I'd recommend is a trim removal tool set. This comes in handy when removing interior trim pieces for interior detailing. It's not a necessity, but it is highly recommended.
Alright guys, so that's going to wrap this one up for today. Only other thing I would suggest to add is some sandpaper. You don't need any heavy grit. I would say 1500, 2000, 2500, and also some Trizac pads. I would get 3000 and 5000 both. The best deal you're going to find on Trizac pads is going to be on Amazon. No other online retailer can beat Amazon or Amazon sellers on the price, even with the discounts. They just can't compare, but I would definitely pick up some Trizac. It's good for headlight restoration, and the 3000 is great for getting out scratches in paint, so definitely add that. But I'm going to wrap this one up. I appreciate you watching. If you will, hit the like button, also hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment below. Any video suggestions or anything you would like to see. That's it guys. Be safe, thanks for watching, and have a great day.